the developments around the anti-Modi letter mess. This after CPM leaders Sitaram Yechuri and two other MPs have denied ever being signatories to a letter that was addressed to the US President Obama asking the United States not to grant a visa to Narendra Modi.
That's asking the US not to change its policy. Now we're hearing from KP Ramalingam, a DMK MP in the Rajya Sabha, CPI MP KP Achyutan also denying having signed this letter, also denying the same are NCP MPs Vandana Chavan and Sanjeev Naik, Congress MPs as well, Malhotra Kawase, Anil Lad and Jayantra Awale, as well as Congress MPs Pradeep Bhattacharya and Joy Abraham, who say they don't remember signing this letter. Now this letter was apparently written and signed by 65 MPs. It was written, addressed to US President Barack Obama in December 2012, asking for that visa ban of the US to remain on Narendra Modi. That very letter resent to the White House now to coincide with BJP President Rajnath Singh's trip as he pushes America to change its policy.
First of all, I don't recollect signing any such letter. Secondly, it's completely not in my nature to write to the president of any other country telling them what they should do with the visas regarding Indian nationals. That is the business of that country and it's up to them. It is neither in my character nor is it the principle of the party that I represent, the Communist Party of India Marxist, to petition the head of any government or state of any foreign sovereign country on a matter which falls within the domain, the sovereign domain of that country. Whether they give visas to anybody or do not give, it's their business. And it's not my business to comment on that. And least of all are we going to petition them. Nobody is going to petition a president of some other country saying that that country must do so and so.
All right, Sitaram Yechuri really making it clear that he never signed such a letter. He also doesn't think it's the US's business. It's not India's interest to involve the US on this issue. Now, the MP Mohammad Adib, who spearheaded this campaign, says that he will take Yechuri to court if Yechuri thinks he was cheated. He was speaking to Parikshit Luthra.
So we have this statement from Mr. Yechuri. He issued it just about 5 minutes ago, saying this is a clear cut and paste job and he had never signed such a letter in the past. How would you respond to this?
I'm shocked, and I don't believe that a person like Sitaram Yechuri can say like this. I've got his signature. It is on number 9 of the list. And it is a continuation of the third page. It is his writing, it is his signature. How can I make a paste and make it this? First of all, I am a member of parliament, a responsible person. If he thinks that I have cheated him, if he believes that, then I will take him to the court.
Right.
And if he feels that I have cheated him, then he can sue me and I will be the first person to resign from parliament first.
Many of the signatories have denied they having been signed the memorandum. That shows that it was a conspiracy. It's a Congress dirty trick department which is at work now.
I think it's not right for anybody to ask the way they are asking. But this is a call now that the Americans have to take. We should try and settle our whatever we have amongst ourselves in our own country.
Okay, so we've seen those political reactions coming out of this controversy. Parikshit Luthra is joining us from the left office now. Parikshit, you spoke to Mohammad Adib. He, of course, was mentioning Yechuri, but it's not just Yechuri who has denied signing that letter. So is there some kind of a party policy at play, or are the signatures actually forged on this letter?
Well, we can see some sort of party policy to this, Fatima. In this list of 40 Rajya Sabha MPs who actually signed that letter, according to Mr. Adib, we spoke to at least 12 of them. And it seems that most of the Congress MPs either agree with this policy or have signed this letter. I spoke to Mr. Shantaram Nayak of the Congress, and he said that yes, I stand by what I signed in November 2012, and it is as per my party policy. Other members of the Congress don't recall whether they actually signed it or not, but agree with the letter in principle. I spoke to Mr. Ali Anwar of the JDU as well. He said he stands by his signature. But there were a lot of other MPs who have refused completely or say they do not recall. So our headline was really very apt that this letter has created a mess. most of the MPs don't really want to come on record and admit whether they actually signed it in November 2012 or not. As far as Mr. Yechuri and the left is concerned, though they came out with a very categorical denial in the morning, they seemed on the back foot when we spoke to them a short while back. When I categorically asked him whether he feels this letter was forged, his signature was indeed forged, he said, I can't say so, but it looks like a cut and paste job. So definitely he was not very comfortable with calling it a case of forgery. At the same time, he remained non-committal whether he would or his party would go ahead and take any sort of legal action. So definitely parties divided over the issue, and the left not taking a very strong stand.
Very, very strange set of circumstances. You're saying some backtracking also now. Of course, now they're not saying it's a forgery. Yechuri is saying it's possibly a cut and paste job. And yet, when you spoke to Mohammed Adib, he's expressing shock, saying he'll take this matter to court if anyone accuses him of cheating and forgery. At the end of the day, though, all these parties, it's quite embarrassing for India when you look at it from a global point of view.
Absolutely, and I put that question to Mohammed Adib, whether it is right to take an internal policy matter to the US President, because after all, Mr. Modi is always being targeted by parties within the country. He said he had full right to do so, and he had the backing of 60 MPs. What it also seems like, Amrita, is that in November 2012, when this letter was signed by all these MPs, probably the political atmosphere in the country was slightly different. This is what one of the MPs also said, that the context was different at that time, and today the political circumstances are very different. And maybe for a lot of MPs, for a lot of political leaders, it would not be very conducive, not be very advisable to be signing on letters like this. And that's why probably most of these MPs are non-committal.
All right.